Hey girl, hey, welcome back to my channel. It's your girl Misha. Thank you guys for joining me yet again for another review. We are back, y'all. We are back for the Sweet 16 of the Real Housewives of Atlanta, Season 16, Episode 1. If you're new here, then welcome. I give lighthearted reviews with a little bit of laughter and a little bit of shade and a whole lot of detail. If you're back for a second or third time, then welcome back. Y'all, please don't hesitate to like, comment, and subscribe to the channel. Share with a friend. Hit that notification bell so that you will be updated each and every time I upload a video. Now, child, let's get into it if we gonna get into it. So we are back for the Sweet 16 of Real Housewives of Atlanta, and it is bittersweet for me. Okay, it's bittersweet, but hey, we here. So, child, let's see what it's giving. Now, it's been so long that I forgot what last season was even about until I caught the end of last year's reunion and Drew was serenading Ralph, and I was like, Charlie was a fool. Now I remember. Now I remember. It was a damn fool. Anywho, when the season first opens up, we see the ladies all walking through with dialogue playing in the back. Okay, we see all of the ladies. First up is Portia. Okay, so you know P. Willie is back, and she's talking about her being back, and she's telling us that her and Simon had financial issues and trust issues, so she filed for divorce. She's like, it's not what I thought it was going to be. Yeah, that money ain't money. Okay, you thought you was getting what Shamia got over there, and it didn't work out like that. Because Simon is a poser. He's a fraud. He's a con artist. Baby, shout out to Lanithia. He a damn con artist. She said her and Pilar still live in the home. Portia, let me tell you something. You're going to have a divorce on camera if you don't do nothing else. Girl, if you don't stop with the divorces on the camera and whatnot. In the next scene, we take a trip on down to Sterling Hall. No, this isn't a banquet hall. This is not where you go and have your quinceañeras and your receptions and what. This is Shamia's palace. Okay, baby, that house is beautiful. We see Shimmy Shimmy Cocoa Puff. Listen, since it is season 16, episode 1, I will be throwing in all the throwback Real Housewives of Atlanta isms. Because I didn't see none of my OGs, baby. I wasn't getting the feels. Now, I know people might have liked it and whatnot, but on a scale of 1 to 10, I give it a 7. And I'm being nice. Okay, I feel like it's just something about it. I don't know. It's just missing something. Some kind of je ne sais quoi. It's like we need a person to tie it all together. I don't know exactly what's going on, but here we go. So we're in Shamia's palace, and she's introducing us to this side of her, the side that we didn't know. Now, Candy did tell us a few seasons back that don't sleep on Shamia. Okay, she is not what y'all think she is. Baby, she lives in a $9 million home, the second largest sale in Atlanta. This is what I'm talking about. You know what? We say a lot of things about all the franchises or whatever, but in the grand scheme of things, Potomac is the only one that does not give the zhuzh. Potomac doesn't have the coin. And you know they make them in your size when you got the coin, but they just don't show the coin over on Potomac. But this right here, this gave me old school season 1, show the price tag, let's hear the cash register ring, season 1 realness. That's what this gave me. Moving forward. And this is what I like to see on a Housewives franchise. Them making it. And I love to see exactly how they're living, because if you're really being real, Housewives is a show that you want to get lost in. This is something you aspire to. You look at these women and you're like, oh, I want that. I want to do that. That's what Housewives is for me, especially Atlanta. And like I said, honey, they make them in your size when you got the coins. So her family is there. It's her birthday. Of course, it's Mother's Day at the same damn time. So she's telling us about her struggles, growing her family. She has 2 daughters. Shia is 5 and Shiloh is 15 months. Now, Shiloh was born premature via surrogate. And even though Shiloh has had a bunch of health struggles, Shamia still wants to grow her family. And let me just say this, honey, I'm speaking directly to you. I hope that God blesses you with many more children to fill up this mansion. However many you want, I hope that he blesses you with those children. Shamia is roaming around this house, taking elevators from the downstairs to the upstairs, elevators to the closet. Baby, I'm surprised there's not an underground tunnel to the backyard. Baby, I'm surprised it's not an underground railroad, honey, but don't let Portia find out. It's somebody has to be driving the train. It's not electric like what we have now. Portia, please. Moving forward. So Shamia is telling us that she met her husband And she was telling the story. And let me tell you something. This is a woman after my own heart. Because y'all know I always got a story time that's not really a story time, but it turns into a real damn story time. And I'm going to give y'all a whole lot of detail. So they were telling Shamia to wrap this thing up. Girl, go on, tell us the story about the man and go ahead on. Shamia was talking for 5 minutes. That's my kind of woman. That is my kind of woman. But all I got from that was to go to the Rose Bar in Atlanta. Okay, shout out to the Rose Bar, honey. I need to go find me a wealthy man down at the bar in Atlanta. So she's telling us how she knows everybody and how they're all connected to her. And as she was saying this, I was thinking, now who would have thought that Shamia would be the tie to everyone? The glue, the nucleus. Who would have thought that? Baby, talk about 6 degrees of separation. In the next scene, we see Drew. She's at the house playing in the yard. Child, Drew always gives and scene. Drew Sadora. Drew, you know you ain't doing that with them kids, child. So she's out there with the kids and whatnot. Side note, I will say this. I do kind of like the new title cards for the ladies. I like that. But then I looked at it and I was like, I don't like that they're on the sidewalk and whatnot. But I do like the new title cards. I like the look and the feel of them. So anywho, her and Ralph are still married. It's been a year and she's still dealing with him. So then Miss Kenya Moore stops by. Hey, girl. And Drew was kind of showing her around the house, right? And so she's telling her, well, you know, this used to be Ralph's office, but he's been banished to the basement. Okay, there's a court order that he has to stay downstairs. Now, she cannot go down there. He has a separate entrance and everything. And every first, third, and fifth weekend, she got to leave. I said, oh, baby, hell no. Let me tell you something. I would rather get my own place than to have to find somewhere to go every first, third, and fifth weekend. What is that? What kind of laws and rules they making down there? Baby, nuh-uh. That is too much. But see, I knew Ralph was going to do this when they were introduced to us and they first got this house. And remember, he went and signed all the paperwork and Drew had absolutely nothing to do with it. I knew then he was going to try to pull a stunt. I said, Drew, and I remember I told her directly through them reviews, I said, Drew, if y'all ever get a divorce, you gonna be on the outside. But now he in the basement. And when I tell y'all I would be stomping through that house, boom, boom, boom. Baby, he would think I'm living upstairs and he living downstairs in an apartment. Baby, the way I would have a marching band, Kenya Moore hair care. Baby, I would have come through there with a marching band and he would never rest. Do you hear me? Never. But maybe that's just me. So anywho, she's showing Kenya around, but I was wondering if the kids wonder why daddy living under the stairs. Do they even wonder where he is and why he's down there and you're up there? That's crazy. So they sit down, they start eating. You know, Drew gonna hire a chef and 15 assistants and 3 car drivers and 2 people to braid her hair and 1 person to put her lipstick on. You know, Drew be hiring people. So Drew is telling Kenya that her and Ralph have to talk through a parenting app. And the judge can see everything that they do. And, you know, Ralph is always on the parenting app. He's always arguing and starting fights. So she doesn't do that because she knows that the judge can see it. So as they're talking, she starts telling Kenya about how she's opening for Tank in Chicago. And Kenya said, you know, I love Chicago. You know, I'm from Detroit. Then all of a sudden, now this was no kind of segue or nothing. See, they play it in my face, but I'm going to get into it later because y'all know that I love me some Real Housewives of Atlanta. I am a Real Housewives of Atlanta connoisseur. So, baby, it's really nothing you can tell me because I already know it. This right here is a plot and a scheme that Todd set up to come to us with the bullshit. Okay, it is. Now, Kenya says, oh, you know I'm from Detroit. Then all of a sudden, Drew says, yeah, you know Dennis is from Detroit as well. Girl, what does that have to do with the price of tea in China? So Kenya looking at her and she said, Dennis? Portia's Dennis? Girl, Portia's Dennis. So she's telling her, yeah, you know, I'm working with Dennis right now. Girl, Dennis is not no music producer. What do y'all even got going on down there? This is just a make-believe land. You can really be whatever you want to be in Atlanta. You can be whatever you want to be. This is crazy. Kenya said, well, how does Portia feel about that? Well, truth be told, she probably want to claw Drew's eyes out like she wanted to do his mama down in Mexico. But that's neither here nor there. That's just a side note. Let's hear what Drew got to say. Drew acting like, oh, no, Portia approved. Girl, now you know dang gone well. You know that Portia does not approve with you hanging out with her child's father. So then she starts going on and on about how Dennis was her saving grace. He's an angel here on earth. I said, what? Girl, not you giving Keisha Cole sent from heaven. Girl, bye. Girl, bye. All right, now, Drew. Because the way Kenya was looking, she already know what time it is with Portia. Girl, you done lost your mind. And Kenya is me. Because, girl, what? What you mean, an angel here on earth? Anyway, so then Kenya says, well, why didn't he help Portia? You know, she had a song. I want to sing a song. She need to go to the studio and drop some beats, child. I remember Portia was flatlining all over the damn place. Had a video and everything. Y'all still be listening to the flatline of it all? That's a mess. Y'all could at least left Kenya's confessionals in. Because I know she was having a field day with this conversation. Y'all got Phaedra on here, so clearly y'all don't give a damn. So you should have left Kenya's in as well. Honey, I want to hear what she had to say. This could have been a much better scene had we had those confessionals. Because I feel like if it was really that, they would have taken every single Kenya scene out. But maybe that's just me. So anywho, Drew said Dennis told her that he had talked to Portia, so she does not think that Portia is just going to sit around and not speak her speech. She's like, I don't think Portia would just sit there and not say anything. Was that a read? I don't feel read. Girl, she definitely gonna speak her damn speech. Drew, you don't have a clue. In the next scene, we get introduced to Kelly. Now, Kelly has 8-year-old twins, a 17-year-old daughter named Chloe, as well as an 11-year-old named Chance. Now, the twins' names are Chastity and Chelsea. So all C names. She's throwing her 17-year-old a tea party birthday party. And Kelly is also going through a divorce. She said they were married 11 years. They have 3 kids together. So the youngest 3 daughters are with her husband. Now, she was explaining the dynamics of her marriage to this man. His name is Mark. And I'm not sure what was going on in their marriage, but she did say that she had to call the police. Now, do with that what you will. Okay, I don't know. I don't know exactly what went down, baby. But if you got to call the cops, something ain't right. So she's telling us how she has a restaurant called Nana's Chicken and Waffles. It's named after her grandmother. She has 24 karat gold maple syrup. It was featured in Forbes recently. She has waffle mix, Cajun grits, and a cookbook. And she's also coming out with a mimosa mix. Now, I do like that she has her stuff together. I do like that she's, making boss moves. They were talking, and because of a threat that her husband made the last time they went to court, the daughters are not allowed to see the father right now. And I was just like, he must be a dangerous man. I hope she being safe. Because, baby, that ain't nothing to play with. So she's at the table talking to her mom and her friends, right? And then it's time for her to do gifts for her daughter. So she gave her daughter 17 gifts for being 17 years old. Now, I'm not going to lie to you. I know some people probably were like, that's too much. Did y'all forget how this all started? Okay, you better look back on some of those extravagant birthday parties for those children throughout the Atlanta years. And really and truly, this is something I would do because, honey, I'm not even wealthy yet. But for my son's 3rd birthday, he had 3 birthday parties. When he turned 7, he had 7 days of fun. So, I mean, I would do the exact same thing. But then again, I'm extra. So, I mean, honey, I think I'm a housewife and we ain't got not now franchise in Houston. Do you hear me? We ain't got a franchise the first. But if we did, I would be sure to sign up. Okay, and I would be giving him gifts that equal his damn age. I feel like this part right here was very reminiscent of when the housewives used to give their kids lavish gifts and the price tags were at the bottom. That's what it gave me. Over on the other side, child, Portia is back over here visiting Mr. Kessler. Y'all know who he is, honey. He is the divorce lawyer to end all divorce lawyers. The only person who I don't think saw Mr. Kessler was Kenya. She had a black attorney. But one thing about him, he gonna keep a job with these Atlanta housewives. They gonna go show up and sit down if they don't do nothing else. So Portia is telling him that this time, she was smarter. She has a prenup. And she said she wanted to make sure that she protected her assets. And that's the reason why she filed for divorce. Baby, Portia said, fool me once, shame on you. Fool me twice, shame on me. Okay, you will not get me locked up. And I'm definitely leaving here with something. So she's talking to him about how, Simon was trying to stop her from filming in the house and trying to stop her bag. And she was trying to figure out what is going on. Every time they go to the airport, they got to get in line with the common folk. Well, honey, let them pictures tell it over on your Instagram. Y'all was jet setting and jet skiing and private jetting. Child, people be lying. This is why you cannot listen to everything that someone says. And this is why you cannot romanticize people's lives based on their highlight reel over on that damn Instagram. Because if you look at that Instagram, you would think that everything is okay. She even said this episode that her and Simon had a major fight on Valentine's Day, but she posted that picture knowing that they were going through something. So you just never really know what people are going through. She said she was wondering why stuff was looking funny. And then all of a sudden it all came out. So she had to go file for divorce. And Portia, you should have left Simon and his veneers over there with Fallon anyway. Child, Simon's whole life is a lie. You didn't get anything that you signed up for. Okay, you got the trial package. He didn't switch over to the paid one, honey. It's definitely given 7-day free trial. Moving forward. Side note, Portia. Girl, you might get on my nerves, but that silver and black ensemble, baby, with the bob. What's wrong with the bob? Nothing. Yours is not completely folded under. Baby, you looked stunning in that confessional. I said, yes, ma'am. That's how you do it, girl. You looked so good. Now, the way that Portia was telling this, it seemed like she found out about Simon's lies like we did in the blogs. Now, I'm not sure, but that's what it sounds like. Mr. Kessler is telling her, no matter what you do, just take the high road because it's going to look good for the courts and just do it in general. So then Portia said that she did reach out to Simon, but now he does not want to talk to her. So now she has to be the Portia that's cold and the one that's going to be about her business when they go to court. She's like, my life's joy was, catering to him, waking up every day, making sure that he was all right. I want to cook his meals. Cordell is not perfect by far. I'm not gonna play with Portia. That girl talk about, I would have went to the ends of the earth for him. That's the damn problem. You would have went to the ends of the earth. Let them men show you something. Let them show up for you first, Portia. Portia, you be ready to settle in and be somebody's wife, and these men ain't never worth a damn. This the same speech we heard about Cordell. Girl, please stop. You got a daughter now that's looking up to you. That is crazy. Talking about you would have went to the ends of the earth for that man. You're not going to sit here and pretend like you was happy with that man. You didn't even like that man. When you was down on Portia's Family Matters, you made sure to say you was tired as soon as y'all hit that threshold. Oh, I'm tired. Can't be no sex tonight. Got to go lay down. So, girl, please stop. You would have went to the ends of the earth. Girl, anyway, I will cross the ocean for you. Shout out to Monica. Girl, bye. We can move on past this, honey. Because I bet Simon somewhere pacing back and forth because he can't watch. And y'all know how he is. Every time she says something, he get on that dang on IG and give his version of events. He is so miserable. I knew he wasn't serious when he told Dennis that he had a U-Haul on speed dial. Child, we tried to told you. Over on the other side of the A, we meet Britt. So she's having dinner with Kelly and Shamia. What y'all got on in this here restaurant? What do y'all got on, honey? So Britt is showing off this ring. I don't know if this is her first ring ever or what. Because, baby, the ring should have gotten its own confessional. If I had to see that damn ring one more time, girl, bye. So they sit down. They're ordering shots, just cutting up. This right here is not giving Real Housewives of Atlanta. It's just not. I don't know what it is. It's just not for me, y'all. It's just not. So they start talking. And Shamia brings up Portia getting a divorce. So Britt was like, I know she's going to come out on top. She's going to be fine. Kelly said, yeah, no, because she shouldn't have took that lady's man. So Shamia is trying to, of course, take up for her friend because that's what Shamia does. She has a good heart. But Kelly said, girl, no, you went into that lady's home, spoke to her husband, and then you ended up with him. That looked crazy. And that right there looks crazy. I agree. Okay, I'm sorry, Shamia, but it definitely does look crazy. So Shamia was telling them that Portia reached out to both Simon and Fallon to see if they were okay when they were separating. Girl, that makes it even worse. Just don't help. Okay, please don't help. Kelly was like, well, you don't reach out to somebody's husband. Girl, I know that's right. Don't reach out to my husband. If I'm going through something, you don't need to reach out to us, period. You saw that as an opportunity and you took it. I don't care how y'all try to spin it. I really don't. Shamia was like, well, I've known Portia. This is what she said in her confessional for years. And so I just feel like I have to have her back. You know what? That's because you're a good friend. Too bad you don't always get the same in return. Okay? Because we all know that Portia gonna sit somewhere on mute when somebody talking about you. Moving forward. So then she tells them that she invited Drew to her party because she was telling them, I'm having a party. I'm inviting everybody. So then Britt said, well, I heard Drew was dating Dennis. I'm sorry. I don't believe that. Sorry. I don't. Shamia said, well, people told me that Drew and Dennis were out holding hands in the club. I don't believe that either. I'm sorry. I don't. So then Kelly goes, yeah, Dennis was in my DMs talking to me. Talking about I don't look like I had 4 kids. Listen to me. Dennis is a single man. A single thirsty man. But he's single nonetheless. Now, I would say I don't know how Shamea could sit with these women and let them talk about her best friend. But then I remembered when Portia sat with Phaedra and let her lie. You know, Candy, Todd, and Shamea, they fucking. Yeah, remember that? So I really can't be too hard on Shamea for sitting in the midst of the mess. I just can't. So then Brittany reveals that she went on one date with Dennis and he came in there bearing gifts, honey, a diamond necklace. I guess Dennis know he got to pay to play. Some men already know what time it is. Okay, if you look in a particular way, if you giving a particular look, you already know you got to pay to play. So he just came with the diamond necklace off the rip, so it wouldn't be no issues. So then Shamea said, oh, girl, well, then that means you were that girl. Well, I'm going to say this. Candy did try to warn Portia that Dennis's hot dog was looking for buns all over town. She did. She did. And she should have listened, because that damn Dennis going to go somewhere and lay down if he don't do nothing else. So then Britt starts telling them, girl, yeah, I was the it girl. Even in high school, girl, I was in men's magazines in high school. Britt, no, ma'am. That is not the flex that you think it is. And who was in charge? Lock everybody up. Jail for everybody. It's never too late. And lock your parents up as well. Girl, why were you in a men's magazine in high school? Child, not the predatory men's magazine. Anyway. And that was a try hard moment. There was no reason that we needed to know that, but here we are. In the next scene, Shamea leaves with them, and then she goes to meet Portia at the script club. Yeah, no. Not for the premiere. Not for the premiere of the Sweet 16 of it all. Now, don't get me wrong. They have been in the script club before. I get it. But what is this? And remember season 5 when Portia didn't want to go to the strip club because she felt sad for the strippers? You know, I feel sad for them. I guess she don't feel sad for them no more, child. But I just was like, what is this? My, how times have changed. That's all I'm going to say. Now, Shamea wants to know if Portia has talked to Simon. She said no. Shamea said, oh, girl, I talked to him because he reached out to me. So she reads the text message. And Shamea was like, oh, thank you, bro, or something like that. I'm with Portia. Girl, when I cut him off, he is no longer your bruh. Okay? We're exes. Don't be texting him talking about some bro. No, you cut him off. We're getting a divorce. Girl, bye. So she brings up the girls talking about her divorce. And so Portia said, what girls? Kelly and Britt. Portia is not messing with it, especially Kelly. Because Shamea was like, I told her to get to know you. Portia said, nope, she ain't got to get to know me. You already talking about some stuff you done heard in the blogs, girl. You do not have to get to know me. Now, Shamea is trying to change the subject, and she starts talking about Drew and Dennis hanging out. And Portia said, you know, on her birthday, yeah. Another time? So Shamea just sitting there looking. Let me tell you something, okay? Because I already know they finna try to, I don't like for people to play with my intelligence. That Drew and Dennis thing is giving a made-up storyline. Drew is an actress, and she done concocted a plan with Dennis to make up this BS. I am not interested in the fabrication of it all. And I'm also not interested in the dark cinematography of this episode. It was like giving a lot of low lights and strip club vibes. It's very reminiscent of Love and Hip Hop Atlanta. And I don't like that because I'm used to Atlanta being brighter. If they stay with the mixers and everything, I'm good. But it's like when they start going to the low lights and stuff, I don't know. Honey, if y'all gonna do that, y'all might as well call Rashida and them. I'm not sure what I'm watching right now. I think it was missing a familiar element. I don't want to say it was all bad because it wasn't. You know, you can definitely get through it. It's an easy watch, but something was missing for me. I know they want Shamea to be the glue, and I do think it's Shamea's time to shine. Now, me personally, I would have brought my husband on here because, baby, no, okay? Because as soon as you're doing good and you happy and whatnot, here come the heifers. But she's here. But I just think there needs to be someone familiar to anchor the girls moving forward. It's the next day. It's the day of Shamea's birthday party. Okay. And for a minute there, it turned into a musical because Shamea was singing in the background. Honey, she wanted the rain to go away, come again another day. Meanwhile, Portia is getting her edges sewn on or whatever she was doing, child. And she was FaceTiming Cynthia. Hey, Miss Cheekbones. Okay, I'm glad you're around, honey. I needed somebody familiar. I needed some familiarity from one of the older dolls. So they're talking, and now Portia done did her 23andMe. She's 44% Nigerian. Girl, Cynthia is like checking on her, trying to make sure that she's okay. So then all of a sudden they start talking about Drew. Now, the common theme of this episode is Shamea, Drew, and Dennis. How did we get here? What? Like, how many times we gonna talk about Drew and she ain't even in the scene? So Portia was basically telling Cynthia, well, you know, Drew got a support system, girl. You know, Dennis over there supporting her. Cynthia, back up. Cynthia, the way that you were in that camera, girl, if you don't back up out that phone, child, this is crazy. I'm just trying to figure out if this what the entire season gonna be about. No, thank you. Thanks for coming. No, thank you. Okay, I don't want to go to a Twitter party. Remember when Nene was pissed because Candy had a Twitter party? The good old days. Over on the other side, Kelly gets to Shamea's house before the party actually starts. So Shamea sits her down and she's expressing to her that she felt uncomfortable when she was talking about Portia. And Kelly was like, well, you know, I feel a way about it because there was infidelity in my marriage. I get it. It can be triggering. I definitely understand that. But girl, this is her BFF. And that was good that Shamea told her that. But I wish that she would have told her in that moment instead of just sitting there and letting her talk. But again, okay, Portia has not been a good friend to Shamea. And I know that the people are going to try to act like we can erase the other years, but we cannot. So there's that. Now, Shamea basically told her she wants her to get to know Portia for herself. And if she has questions, she needs to ask Portia. And she's like, I don't want to be in the middle of it. I really don't. And Kelly agreed to that. So then we meet Angela Oakley. She arrives. And her husband is Charles Oakley. Now, Angela is a very pretty lady. She didn't say much this episode. It was like she wasn't even there. She said a few things, but girl, you're going to have to get in the scene. Cynthia shows up, and you know, Cynthia looking around, honey, because she done been to the manor, the chateau, and now the hall. Baby, Cynthia done been to all of them. And she been to Lake Bailey. Okay, shout out to Lake Bailey. So Cynthia is sitting there, and she's trying to get to know Kelly. So Kelly is telling Cynthia, you know, I just wanted to know why Portia stole that lady husband. Okay, girl. Now listen, the first time was cool. Okay, I was with you. I was with you on the first time. But you ain't got to keep bringing it up to everybody you meet. Anybody who will listen. I wonder why she stole that lady husband. Girl, give it a rest. You're being weird. You're being strategic. Okay, shout out to Nene. It's weird. And Cynthia, girl, I am not liking this OLW on you in this confessional. I know y'all probably like, what the hell is an OLW? An old lady wig. Not the OLG, but the OLW, honey. Shout out to Mama Joyce and them. Moving forward. I hate that little wig. It really aged Cynthia. I said, what is this little old lady wig? Shamea's home is gorgeous. I don't think I said it, honey. Oh, my goodness, honey. It's beautiful. So then Britt arrives with her husband. It's giving lavender marriage. Honey, if you don't know what it is, hop over on the Googler. Allegedly. I don't know. Somebody just ain't right, y'all. But maybe that's just me. So now that all the ladies are there, minus a few, everyone's arriving. They're all talking. Drew comes in. She speaks to everybody. Britt is asking Drew if her and Ralph are publicly dating. Girl, Ralph been publicly dating since Tampa. He been publicly dating since we met him. So then Kenya shows up as well. Everybody was talking. And, you know, she spoke to everybody, right? As they're all over there talking. Over on the side, Angela's husband, he a real one. Why he looked at her and he told her that heat was melting that lace. He said, you might want to go to the restroom and get that together. So, baby, she scurries on to the restroom. Now, why the hell would that lace melt in this Georgia heat? Knowing this is this lady's first scene. Child, you can't trust that lace, honey. That's why we need to go back to the old school sew-ins. So, anywho, back over here with the ladies, Britt is talking about everybody being divorced or getting a divorce. And so Kenya notices that she has a ring on, but she doesn't have on a band. So then Brittany told her, no, I'm married. This is my second ring. And as soon as she said that, it was giving, you don't have a home? Oh, no, I have 4 homes. Very much Gizzard and Monique. That's exactly what it was giving me. Now, Kenya said, oh, okay, so from a second guy or what? She said, no, just one man. This was an anniversary gift. Kenya said, oh, okay, an anniversary of the first ring? Because, honey, she's trying to get a hold on it. Like, what's going on? Here go Kelly getting in her confessional talking about, you know, that was shade. You can't speak on a ring if you don't have one. Girl, she had a ring before. Is this y'all's first? Because that's all you can talk about. Girl gone. That is Kenya. Y'all gonna have to get thicker skin if you're offended by that. Because that was nothing. We know how she know how to act a fool, and that was not it. Moving forward. So Shamea finally emerges. Okay. One time for the birthday chick. 2 times for the birthday chick. Mess it up if it's your birthday, B. Okay, girl. So she comes down. You know, she hype. It's her birthday and whatnot. But still no Portia. Okay. The clocks are ticking. It's already 7:15. So she's looking for her in the daytime with a flashlight. But Portia ain't nowhere to be found. Now, it is good to see Shamea having her moment. I know that she's probably been wanting that. But, you know, she played the background. But now she's actually up front. Everything's going on. Britt over there telling her husband how Kenya was looking for her to have a wedding band. Girl, listen. I mean, normally there's a band and there's a ring. So it was not a wrong question. If I look at your finger and you, I guess because I'm old school. If I look at your finger and you only have on a ring, I'm going to assume you're engaged. If you have on a set, I'm going to assume that you're married. Child, girl, just let it go. I feel like this is where it all went downhill. Now, me personally, I don't think that Kenya was being shady. You know, she says her little things, but I don't think she meant to be maliciously shady. Let me say that. Because we've seen Kenya shade, and girl, it's not that serious. It's really not. She told y'all both that you looked beautiful. She spoke. What do you want? Now, Portia is late, but she's saying in a confessional that it was because of traffic and the time that Shamea had her party. Now, I don't know how true that is because everybody else was on time and you were on FaceTime with Cynthia while you were getting that ponytail on and she still made it there on time. Like, how long does it take to lay lace down? Where are you coming from? And as far as Britt, girl, Kenya said one thing to you and you mad all night long. Girl, let it go. So now it's nightfall. Portia still ain't there. Shamea got called outside. You know, it's giving my super sweet 16. She got gifted a brand new Rolls Royce Cullinan. Baby, $430,000. Yes, ma'am, honey. And they added the price tag. A little old school feel. I was here for it. I really was. So as she's getting the car, P. Willie rolled up. I said, child, this is a mess. Portia knows she can come up in some place late. Girl, what is wrong with you? You wrong for that. Rolling up in here late like that. And then you going to come at the time when she's getting her gift. And you know you would have had a dang on fit if Shamea was late. I don't know, Portia. Your friendships, you're going to have to work on your friendship skills, honey. Sometimes it don't give nothing. Now, she did apologize to Shamea because she went in there and was helping her change it to her second dress. She apologized for being late. But I mean, how did everybody else make it on time and not you? Cynthia and Kenya are in the house and they're sitting over there talking. And Cynthia is telling Kenya about how Kelly was talking about Portia stealing Fallon's husband. And Kelly was upset because Shamea told Portia what she said. Why would Shamea not tell her best friend? Girl, if you don't, are you new? What is happening? And baby Britt nerves so bad, she done went up to ask Kenya for a hug. So I'm like, can I have a hug? Because you didn't hug me. Ma'am, are you okay? Are you okay? Like, what is wrong with you? Kenya was like, girl, what? I hugged Cynthia because she's my best friend. So they all go over and sit down. Kenya was still being cool. She grabbed him by the hand. She went and they had a seat. They sit down and she wanted to know what Kelly's issue was with Portia. She said, I just want to know why Portia took that woman's husband. I know the fans are fickle, but baby, they don't give a damn anymore. They don't care. And truth be told, all of them messy. Fallon ain't no saint. Okay. And I realized how weird she was when I was reviewing Couples Retreat. Neither is Portia nor Simon or the little pool boy. What's his name? Jalen. Now they're married. None of them are innocent. So while they're all talking, Portia came over to take a seat. And as soon as she sat down, here go Kelly. So no, I was asking, like, why did you take that lady's husband? Portia told that girl, I don't know you. You're a perfect stranger. Maybe not she a perfect stranger. I mean, she is. And that's not how you start a conversation, Kelly. That is not. But I couldn't really focus on what was happening because Kelly's voice was so high pitched and she was screeching. The features were featuring too tight for me. Everybody's hair was pulled back. It was too much face. I couldn't do it. Okay? I couldn't do it. And Portia, girl, you know somebody was going to ask. You've been gone 3 years. And girl, Portia don't know you. So why would she answer you of all people? She doesn't know you. You don't just, hey, how are you? So why you still a lady husband? Girl, you should watch old episodes. Okay? They're over on the Peacock. Moving forward. Child, that scene lasted all of 5 minutes. Drew acted like she couldn't hear. They wanted to go someplace quiet to talk. So they hopped on the elevator to go to another part of the house. So they get to the boom boom room and they're all sitting down, and Angela was saying how it's tourist season, and they started talking. So Shamia told Drew, speaking of birthdays, I wasn't invited to yours. Portia said, oh, I was invited by Dennis. Here go Drew. Well, you know what? It was a surprise, and I gave my assistant everybody's number, and he didn't invite anybody. Was it a surprise or not? Because why are you giving your assistant everybody's number if you don't know you having a damn party? Drew, now, girl, please don't do that. Portia said, who your assistant? Dennis? Y'all crazy. Oh, child. And so it begins. Here goes Shamia. Well, you know, I wouldn't be being real if I didn't ask, are you dating Dennis? Y'all quit playing with me. Drew ain't dating no damn Dennis because she ain't that bold. And she know how Portia get down. And Drew might talk that talk, but she don't walk that walk. And Drew is not about to get physical. Okay, y'all see how taken aback she was with Marlo last season when Marlo got to cussing her out. You would think she finna go toe-to-toe with Portia. Now, I know y'all try to make Drew a lot of things, but I don't believe that she will be messing around with Dennis and his wiener. I just don't buy it. And that was the end of the episode. To be continued. I mean, it was solid. It was. I don't know. I guess I have an affinity to the old cast. Maybe I'm not down for the reboot, but we shall see. I just wasn't getting Real Housewives of Atlanta vibes. Now, I would have been interested in seeing Angela with the OGs and then maybe mix in Drew, Portia, and Shamia. Angela kind of faded into the background, but I feel like she has that older, not old, I don't want to say older. I feel like she has a more mature vibe that kind of meshes well with the Kenya and a Cynthia. And I feel like the new ladies came in a little bit hot, you know, trying to get a viral moment, trying to end up on the blogs, trying to see what the people are going to be saying. I don't know. I don't know. We shall see. I'm going to stick beside them. Y'all comment down below and tell me exactly what you thought about the premiere of the Sweet 16 season. Comment and I'm going to comment back. Please don't hesitate to like, comment, and subscribe to the channel. And as always, stay safe, stay blessed, spread love, not germs. Peace.